Hello, my fellow Americans. That's right, it is I, Guapish host and president, Tanner. And today I'm joined by my vice president, Nico.
That's right, it's me, everybody. The special match of Roe versus Wade finally concluded the other day. It was a real nail biter, but I think that Roe ended up coming out on top, which I don't think anyone was expecting.
Wouldn't technically Wade have won in this instance?
No.
I don't know which one is which one. Anyways, we're also joined by Congressman Jackson.
Hi, I like politics and everything that relates to them.
That's pretty cool. And finally, we have Secretary of Agriculture, Dylan.
I know lots about crops and plants and stuff.
Crops and plants and stuff. Alright, so, Dylan, I'm very happy that you have no idea what happened yesterday so that we can talk about it and get your fresh-faced reaction to it.
Gotcha.
So yesterday, the Supreme Court announced that they had overturned Roe v. Wade. Dylan, what do you think about that?
That was the abortion thing, right?
Yes, that was. Roe v. Wade established the right to abortion.
Which side was which?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter that much.
Well, how would I know what did they overturn?
Overturned means that abortion is no longer a right in the United States.
Oh, I mean... Duh.
I thought it was just to pass power to the states to determine that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
it overturned the federal right to abortion.
Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, fucking technically every state ever could just keep abortion around, but
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
Do you not have a strong opinion on abortion?
Not necessarily, but also
that's impressive.
It's kind of like, I don't know.
Only human fucking ever. It's like the most controversial opinion you can have about something.
I mean, I don't really care either way, though. It's also just
you don't care either way.
If you don't care either way, I think you care one way.
I value life, and that's just a general statement, so I guess it's fine. But also, if it still depends
Dylan
on the
hates
state,
babies and women, so he can't choose a side.
That's not true at all. Neither of those statements are true whatsoever.
There's probably someone out there like that, right? They hate babies, but they also hate women, so they don't want babies to live, but they also don't want women to have rights.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Huh.
Anyways.
Dylan, what are the far-reaching implications of this? Are they going to be banning the gays and contraceptives next?
Why would that matter? I don't understand how that has to do with anything.
Shockingly enough, that's actually the correct response.
Yeah.
That's just my general answer to everything that goes on nowadays. No, I'm not gonna get. It's kind of an off-topic subject. Basically, I saw a commercial for a documentary. It was fucking hilarious, and I loved it. And I kind of want to watch it.
What does that have to do with anything?
You still want to talk about the documentary?
Is he talking about What Is a Woman by Matt Walsh?
Yeah, it's that one. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay, I had a feeling you were talking about that.
I want to watch that just for the sheer fact that it gives me a reason to
live,
to keep questioning what today's society is all about.
Perfect.
And
that's fantastic. Anyway, yes, Roe v. Wade was overturned yesterday at
6:15 p.m.
It was like 9:15 Eastern time or something like that.
Yeah, what I said.
6-3 decision. So that means Judge Roberts did end up joining the rest of the conservatives, as opposed to what we suspected was happening with the leaked draft decision. Otherwise, it was pretty similar to the draft decision. They said that substantive due process didn't really justify abortion. It didn't have a historical basis, and the privacy clause can't really apply to it because XYZ reason. And so they struck it down. Nico, as you alluded to, a lot of people are flipping out and they're saying they're going to get rid of gay marriage, interracial marriage, contraceptives. They're going to be gunning down women in the streets.
What the fuck?
And literally in the decision that they released, they say, hey, we're not going to go after those things.
Why the fuck would we?
However, admittedly, Justice Clarence Thomas did say in his agreeing opinion, maybe we should look at gay marriage, which,
Which I think we can all say we'd be against that decision, right? Right, Dylan?
Yeah.
Right,
Dylan.
Hey?
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Clarence on a clearly logical perspective. You could absolutely get rid of the substantive due process clause part that protects gay marriage, but it would still be protected by the equal protection clause.
Yeah.
And so it's not really under any threat. Same thing with gay sex.
How are they going to stop people from having gay sex?
I guess the same way they did in the olden days. A hole right between the eyes.
Damn.
Anyways, I think something like 20 states have already banned abortion.
Nice.
I think. Let me see. How many states have banned abortion?
I mean, hey, my main argument I always go back to when it comes to this topic is it's much more affordable to buy contraceptives than it is to have a baby. So if you weren't planning on having a baby,
And
just
you're a
fucking buy
bigot for
condom.
saying that.
I don't give a fuck anymore, alright? I have these thoughts and they make sense to me, and that's all that fucking matters. That's how fucking America operates, alright? Everybody has their opinions, they all like to voice them. I don't care.
Really? Let me see. When was this updated? I don't know. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. It's looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 states have banned abortion outright. 10, not 10 more, but an additional one says nothing before a heartbeat, or nothing after a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is 20 weeks up to 6 months.
This is sad to see. It should be
That's a
100%
long
across
time.
the board ban.
Actually, wow, interesting. Okay, so there are a handful of states where there is no limit, meaning up to 9 months. Can you guys, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 states that allow abortion up to 9 months.
Jesus
Can you guys
Christ.
guess which of any of those states that is?
California, New York.
Oregon.
Surprisingly, neither of those.
Neither, really? That's baffling.
Yeah.
Isn't it one of them
In
like
fact,
fucking Michigan
both
or
of
some
those
shit?
are at 23 weeks.
Okay.
Is Oregon one of them?
Oregon is one of them.
Fucking weird.
Oregon allows abortion up to 9 months.
I can't imagine you having a baby for like 8 months and then deciding, you know what, I don't want a baby. But then at that point, you're literally killing a fucking full-size child at that point. I don't...
And you're a bigot for thinking that.
I don't care! I really don't. I don't know what any of this means.
You're taking
and I
this
don't know
so
if it's bad
fucking
or
funny.
not, But well, that's fine. It's for entertainment
This is
purposes.
serious business, man. Serious business. Other states include Alaska.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's
Sure.
strange. I thought that they'd be like super far right up there.
Well, they are, I think, the most Republican state in the union, so I assume they just didn't put a limit because they're like, well, people aren't getting them anyway.
No, okay.
I mean, isn't it also Alaska is 80% men?
Sure. I think
What?
I've heard
Something
that
like
before.
that? I think so. Look that up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
let's see. Fuck, I need to see if I can remember what these states are. Okay, New Mexico has no limit. Colorado
Caps
has
lock
no
is on.
limit. Washington, D.C., no limit. New Jersey, no limit. And then Vermont? Which one is which one
Wow.
between Vermont and New
Okay.
Hampshire?
So Tanner, Alaska does in fact have the highest male population, but it's only at 52%.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say it's a
okay.
pretty even split regardless.
Interesting. What's the lowest male?
It was like New
Same.
Hampshire or something.
Boys, we're moving
really?
to New Hampshire.
That was at like 49%.
Why?
Crazy stuff.
Imagine how easy dating would be there.
I don't want to
Right?
move to New Hampshire. That sounds horrible. I don't think there's anything going on out in New Hampshire.
No, New Hampshire is a beautiful place, and also it's home of the Free State Project.
That's right.
Hold on. Hold on a second.
Dylan, can you
Hold
point
on.
to New Hampshire on a map?
Somewhere on the East Coast. It's a very small place. I know that.
Yeah, it is
There
pretty
you go.
tiny.
Well, that's what's
it
happened.
does look
That's
pretty
what's
nice out there.
happening. I don't know. You know what I was surprised by?
What's that?
There was surprisingly little protesting afterwards. I woke up this morning and I was expecting to open my phone and see something like every Catholic church in America has been burned to the ground. But I was flipping through the news. I'm like, oh, it kind of just seems like a couple hundred people in major cities walked around the street for 2 hours and then went home.
Yeah, I'm surprised that like Portland didn't burn down overnight or something.
I heard there was a protest, but like again, I'm like, maybe the news is still developing or something, but I haven't seen like anything really of note.
They like to go there for 2 hours, take their
literally
Instagram pics, and then leave.
I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people have to know they were there. Like there was literally like apparently a fake terrorist organization that was threatening to like attack Catholic churches and pregnancy centers and shit.
Oh, that's cool, I guess.
But that never happened. So maybe more stuff will happen this weekend. People are just waiting for it to not be a work day or something.
The weekend is still young.
Like who knows?
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't bode well, because Democrats were thinking, oh, they overturn abortion, we can use that to maybe not lose as badly in the midterms. But like, with how little protesting there is out there, I'm like, oh, maybe people just don't care.
I mean, allegedly, from what I saw recently, Biden has like the lowest approval rating of any president ever. So I still don't think things are going super well for them right now. So
he's got a lower approval rating than Trump.
Yes.
I don't think it's ever. I think he has the lowest approval rating any president has had at this point in their presidency.
Okay.
I think later on Trump like dipped lower than Biden currently is, but like if you look at Trump at like, what is it, a year and 6 months or whatever, and Biden at a year and 6 months, Biden is currently lower.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to lead into our first topic, guys. We come up with the perfect bipartisan abortion bill.
Yay!
We're gonna design a compromise that both sides can agree to.
Okay.
Now, realistically, the answer is we don't have to compromise because we have all the power and you can't do anything about it, but I want to play nice.
Alright, now Tanner, question.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
side wants abortion up to birth, and the other doesn't want it at all.
Mm-hmm.
How do we compromise between those two groups?
I think we have to make a compromise that's more or less based on the majority of Americans who don't actually care.
Okay.
So like a lot of people like to throw out, when Americans are polled, they say they want legal abortion. And then you also go, well, when they're polled, they also say they want some restrictions on abortion. So like your average American is neither pro-life or pro-choice, because usually they want more restrictions than pro-choicers want, and they want more abortions than pro-lifers want. Mm-hmm. So we need to strike a balance between those two. Let me see. I feel like I came up with a pretty good one yesterday. As I'm sure you know, I was arguing all day.
Oh, I'd imagine
people
so.
About this. Yeah. It got bad in there. Let me tell you. Literally within an hour of the news dropping, the mods put a 5-minute slowdown timer on the chat.
That sounds like a reasonable choice.
Probably. Oh boy, I need to find my fucking message. Uh-oh. Is this gonna take me too long? Nico, how about you pitch me what you think would be a good compromise?
Alright, let's see here. Alright, so I guess, would it be reasonable to say that abortions are legal for cases of rape or incest?
Yes, I think, okay, I found it.
Okay.
And that's actually literally the number one point. So here's the compromise I put. This would be like the federal law that applies to all states, and then states would have some wiggle room underneath it. So I have 4 points in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1, states must allow abortions in the first trimester, so that's before the point of viability. For women who were raped, impregnated via incest, or are legally a minor.
Okay.
So every state would be required to allow victims of rape, victims of incest, and minors who have been impregnated to get abortions. 2, states may not allow third trimester abortions. 3, otherwise individual states may pass restrictions/allowances as they see fit. And then 4, funding will be provided so that low-income persons have access to free, simple contraceptives such as condoms and generic birth control, etc.
I mean, here's the thing. They already do provide free forms of contraceptives is the issue.
Yes, but the pro-choice people don't know that.
Well, it's because they're not looking hard enough. Literally, they hand them out of colleges.
I know. We know that, but they don't know that, so we need to include it in the bill so that they very explicitly know that.
It just, and the whole like, are we discussing? Are we discussing how we're gonna shape this, or is that like the final?
No. There's still a discussion, Dylan.
Yeah, we're discussing. This is just my pitch on what I think a decent compromise would be for a federal law.
Because I agree. I agree with your compromise. The only part I don't agree with is the case of a minor, because at that point it goes back to my statement before where it's like, it's much cheaper to buy contraceptives than it is to actually have a child, and if they think that, buying condoms or whatever is expensive, then they probably shouldn't be having sex in the first place.
But Dylan, they're scared. They're scared to buy condoms because the cashier is gonna judge them. They're gonna be like, "Ooh, you're buying condoms and you're like only fucking 16.
Well,
what are you doing? You're fucking whore."
Here's the issue with this. Here's the issue with this too. If they're scared to buy contraceptives, they're going to be even more terrified when they find out they're having a child. So it's realistically putting it in a scope of, what are you going to be more scared of? Buying contraceptives or having a child that you know you can't afford and that everybody else is going to like judge you way more for than just a fucking cashier at a store?
Listen, you're absolutely right, and here is sort of my counterpoint to that. Generally, we view abortions as wrong because people made like the active choice to have sex. They took on the responsibility of the risks of pregnancy. And I think generally speaking, we don't view minors as having as much responsibility for their actions as adults. Therefore, if a minor gets pregnant, it is a philosophically different situation than an adult who has been gotten pregnant.
Okay, counterpoint, Tanner. What if a drunk person gets pregnant though?
What?
I think, isn't the general narrative that, like, being drunk doesn't actually cause you to do things that you wouldn't otherwise do?
I'm not sure about that.
I think it does different things to different people. That's why there's, like, different versions of drunk people, but...
I mean, in that argument, it's also kind of like, well, I mean, you decided to get drunk, you know?
Yeah. It's all a decision of responsibility at this point.
But didn't the minors still decide to have sex, Tanner? Didn't they?
I know, but we view choices with minors differently, you know?
They should be allowed to kill a kid because they're young.
I'm not saying you're going this direction, but you're, like, dipping your toe into justifying pedophilia.
That's not at all what I'm doing.
Well, listen, you're standing at the edge of the lake, you know? You're, like, saying, you're saying, yeah, well, minors can make choices.
That's not all I'm saying.
I'm not saying you're going there. I'm saying you're at the edge of the lake where, like, if someone were behind you, they could say, oh, that guy looks like he's about to go in the lake, and then they dive in the lake.
No, all I'm saying is that they made the choice to have sex, so they shouldn't have an abortion, Tanner. That's all I'm saying, man. Depending on how young they are. Maybe if you're, like, fucking 13 or something,
Puberty's a wacky thing at this day.
Again, but the thing is, this is like a compromise thing, you know, so we gotta give a bit, you know. We gotta make it seem reasonable, and I think minors is a reasonable compromise.
I don't know, Jackson, what are your thoughts?
I don't remember now.
I think the minor thing is kind of reasonable. It's still fucked up, but it's at least something we can give them. I'm just thinking, I had a comment about the rape thing. Do you guys think that if they allowed abortion in the cases of rape, that it would increase false rape claims because women could just use that as an excuse to get an abortion? Like, they have like a one-night stand with a guy and they get pregnant and they want an abortion, but they can't get an abortion, so they're gonna claim rape as well. Do you think
that is definitely a concerning thought?
I do see the problem there. We could word it in such a way that maybe it's something like, in order for it to be considered a rape, like, there has to be a police report on record.
Yeah.
Like, around the time of conception or something like that.
Yeah. See, and that's the big issue, too, is, I know, and I don't even remember what states it is or whatever, but I know that in a lot of cases, whenever a woman claims rape, even if it didn't happen, it's, like
I mean, that's
the
pretty.
case
Yeah.
just goes through, and it's like maybe going into a heavier investigation on that kind of subject instead of just assuming that the woman is right and just kind of just going through with the court case. Like maybe actually treating it like any other crime where there's a trial and there's evidence and all that shit. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the way the court system works with that is it's just like a woman claims rape, the guy is accused, and he pretty much just goes to jail without any other further evidence.
Dylan is going full MGTOW, and I am here for it. Anyway, yes, I'd agree with that. The problem with investigating is it's very hard.
It is.
Because like a lot of times, oftentimes it's just like, they go into the bedroom and then they come out of it. And it's like, well, she's saying she was raped. He's saying she wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, how much investigating can you really do there?
I feel like there would be.
Thing can be taken away at any time too. Like a girl can say, "Oh yeah, I was like feeling it at the start, and then like I didn't want to, like halfway through it, so that's rape." Like,
yeah, there's
really
very
common
nebulous
thing.
situations.
I mean,
like
yeah,
that.
but maybe it's just me. But I feel like at that point, I think it should just. I don't know. I feel like it should just be up to the guy to be mature and be like, all right, whatever, fine. But
The guy should be
some
mature and
most
accept
guys
his
aren't
fate
like
that
that.
he
Yeah.
raped a chick and go to jail.
Dude, men should just not rape.
That's true.
Yeah,
they
I
should just never.
Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
brother.
How about we make a state-mandated sex tapes where every time people engage in intercourse, they must make a sex tape to come.
They have to. They
Yeah.
have to sign a pamphlet every time.
They have to
bang.
sign contracts.
That's right.
Isn't that a thing? There's like an app where it's like a sex contract.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where like before you have sex with someone, you open up your app and you're like, hey, let it scan your thumbprint and I'll show that you're agreeing to have sex with me.
But
Yeah.
what if they forced you to do that at gunpoint?
They forced him to sign the contract. That's why you have to do it in front of a court of law.
Exactly. You have to sign the
You're
sex
with-
tape in front of people. I consent to banging this dude, and then you go to the sex room in the back of the courthouse.
In every bar, there will be an official notary where people can walk up to them and he says, "Do you think you're getting some tonight?" They're like, "Yes, sir. Okay, I've got the paperwork right here. Both of you sign."
Jesus Christ.
Got him with the breathalyzer real quick as well, though, to make sure everything's kosher.
Exactly.
This is the future that liberals want.
Well, Tanner.
Dude,
Dude.
I think we solved it. Frankly,
Yeah,
I think
Tanner?
we figured it out.
Sounds
Tanner,
like
We're
it.
living in the Handmaid's Tale now.
I'm thinking that I'd take you and I on a ride on this congratulatory segue, my man, and we go ahead and we fix healthcare next. How does that sound to you?
How do we fix healthcare?
Not
sounds
Jack,
good to me.
Dylan,
Huh?
what is the big problem with healthcare in America right now?
I have no clue. I don't know what the deal is with healthcare.
At least you're honest.
When was the last time you used healthcare, Dylan?
I mean, I just signed up for it at my job this year, but other than that, I've never had health coverage besides, the free kind when I'm under 18, which I never
when was
used.
the last time you saw a doctor or got a prescription? Like, when was your last interaction with the healthcare system?
Last year, if I remember,
What happened? What was it like?
I had
Pros, cons?
I mean, I hated it because it was super painful, but it's whatever, and it had to happen, or else.
What was
bad
your
things-
procedure, though?
I had an ingrown toenail.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that shit sucks, dude. They put a needle in your toe like 5 times. It's amazing. I love it.
Well, I think that's a good jumping off point. But healthcare should be less painful.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
the pain came from the numbing agent and the fact that the needle was being injected into my toe. So there was
That's a
that.
conspiracy that doctors tell you. It's not true.
They need to numb
can
me
do it
so that
all
they
with
can numb
no
me.
pain.
I'm trying to get them to numb me before they numb me, so I don't feel them
Why
numbing me.
why
Yeah.
haven't they made an oral numbing agent that
Because how do they
Why
target a
won't the
specific part of
doctor
your
put
body?
their dick in my mouth?
Don't they have like a rubbing numbing thing?
They
but
do,
it's
yeah.
usually
I've definitely
for-
seen those before.
Yeah, they use them for when they're drawing blood.
Why don't they do those more often?
I've seen it work. The only time I've actually had that work best is when I'm at the dentist. I don't. Is that what the little alcohol pads they have with the doctor is supposed to be?
I guess so.
Cause like other than that, I have no fucking clue. Like I guess they had like the topical numbing agent when I went to the doctor, but I still fucking felt that shit. So like the dentist is like the only place I can recall that it works at. I just also fucking hate needles, so there's that too.
What if we improved healthcare by getting rid of needles?
There we go.
I feel like that would eliminate a lot of the avenues of application of either medicines or numbing agents.
They should just teleport the medicine inside of me.
I don't think matter displacement is possible yet, but we'll go with it.
I don't think Donald has fully grasped what the problem with healthcare in America is quite yet. So,
I don't.
It should be nothing but lotions and salves.
That's not how that works.
so Dylan, the big problem that many people have with healthcare in the U.S. is it's just too dang expensive, man.
I mean, that's true. That's why I never bought it.
It's so
now.
pricey. People just can't get the care that they need. If they're diabetic, they're basically dead at that point. So Dylan, how do we fix this? How do we make it cheaper?
Maybe not have the country be in so much debt. I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works.
What we need to do is steal healthcare from other countries.
I don't how
Other countries have free healthcare. We should just go take it from them.
There we go.
What if we just provide free trips to said countries and then we just get the free healthcare while we're there?
That's the best idea I've ever heard. Think of it. We waste billions of dollars on our healthcare, and we can just send sick people to other countries.
Yeah, see, flights only cost like I don't know internationally.
Listen. Let me look up how much does a flight to Germany cost.
I'd imagine somewhere between $500 to $800, but I could be way off at this point. Also inflation, so never mind.
Germany cost.
A last-minute ticket to Germany when you get fucking shot in Delaware.
Listen, a flight to Germany is fucking... Is this a round trip? This is not round trip. So a round trip flight to Germany is... We're looking at the ballpark of like $950.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
How much is the average, let's say, emergency room bill?
Yeah, like at least 3,000, I'm pretty sure.
Room bill
I know an
in
ambulance is
America. Average cost of hospital ER visits. We are looking at a blank website.
Wow.
Interesting.
See, here's one of my issues with if we're talking about healthcare.
Hold on, I've almost got a number.
Okay.
Okay, it's showing me percentages.
Okay.
Where is a dollar sign? Here we go. Average price in 2017 was $1,895. That's like $1,000 you are saving if we just fly you to Germany.
I'm sure there's probably some boundaries on which you can get free healthcare from Germany, like maybe being a citizen of Germany or something, but I don't know.
I think healthcare is just a right in Germany, and they just give it to you.
But what I was gonna say was my biggest issue with the healthcare system, and I don't know why, like, it's just a random thought I have. It's like, the emergency room is obviously there for unexpected, events. So I don't understand why, and I get it, because like doctors and hospitals and shit need to make money. Like I'm not completely ignorant of that fact, but it's also like emergency room. The fact that it has emergency in its name is that you weren't expecting to be there. So I don't know why. I'm sure it's less expensive than actually going to the hospital, but like I don't know why it has to be so expensive, especially if you did not plan on being there. If that makes any sense at all.
Even better, a flight to Canada. Like we're in the realm of like $400 to $600 right there, guys.
Yeah.
And the average cost of any type of ER visit, like all the types of ER visits combined, average cost $1,389. I think we actually fucking solved this one.
There you go.
If we just send our sick people to countries where the healthcare is free, like we are saving money left and fucking right.
It's weird to think that we have a country right next to us that has free healthcare, but yet we have one of the highest, if not the highest, like medical charges in the world.
Their healthcare is also dog shit and takes fucking forever.
That is also
it does.
True.
That's the big problem.
Ours does or theirs does?
Theirs does.
Their
Canada.
healthcare, yeah, like fucking. There's some where you have to wait literal months to get healthcare.
Yeah.
Dylan, I think I heard some story where it was like someone needed an X-ray for their broken arm in Canada, and they had to wait like 5 months or some shit.
Yeah, I've heard things like that. Or they literally just go to fucking America and get it done. Which is a very common
Or
thing
like
as well.
if you wanted to get an ultrasound for when you're pregnant. I've heard people had to wait like 6 months. I'm like, well, fuck. At that point, you might as well just have the baby.
So that's the big problem here, Dylan. Our healthcare is expensive, but it's quick and it's high quality. That's what we got going here for us.
I mean, I suppose.
So Dylan, what would you be willing?
I think we will always want it to be quick. So maybe in order to bring the cost down, we just need to lose some of the quality.
I mean, yeah,
You
that's
know?
usually how that works. I would
How
imagine.
clean does your hospital room need to be?
Preferably not blood everywhere.
Okay.
Maybe just sanitized. Other than that, that's probably okay.
I don't know about sanitized. That doesn't leave us much wiggle room.
At least sanitize the area you're going to be at. You know, like if you're on.
Can there
operating
be
table.
blood just like in the corners?
Sure. I don't know why there would be blood in the corners, but sure.
We're just trying. Well, listen. I think something like 13% of all hospital costs are pledged floor cleaner.
What the
So
fuck?
we're just trying to bring the costs down, you know? Does every doctor need to know what they're doing?
Yes, if I'm gonna have somebody stab me to life, I want them to know what they're doing.
Don't you think the human body, like, in our knowledge of it, isn't it, like, a little intuitive, you know? Like, you just kind of know what's up?
Like this tube connects to this tube, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Tanner, we have things like WebMD that it's like, I have a headache, and WebMD will tell you have fucking brain cancer or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't think it's that intuitive.
Does every doctor need to, like, have a degree? What if, like, they watch some YouTube tutorials on how to do surgery?
Yeah, there you go.
I can't okay, this is gonna sound super stupid. I can't actually argue with that. Yesterday when I was at work, one of our technicians was watching a YouTube video on how to fix the car that he is working on. So, not as serious of a problem because it's a car, not a person, but I see your point, I suppose.
Yeah. As long as we
they
get
know what
some of
they're
those
doing.
Indian dudes who do tutorials, like make some quick little healthcare ones, I think
Okay,
we'll
hold
be
on
set.
a second.
Yeah.
As long as it's a person I can understand, okay? I'm just gonna...
That was racist. I'm just
It wasn't racist.
just gonna
it
throw
wasn't-
that one. That was a racist
It wasn't
statement.
prejudice.
You know-
I just can't understand people.
You know,
that are
I'm gonna
by
back
rules.
Dylan up here for a second here, Tanner. Tanner, I think you're getting a little too quick to call people racist, man.
I just
I think that if we're gonna have some nice conversations here, you can't be throwing around the race card all the time, man. You can't be calling us
I don't do it
racist and
all the
sexist
time.
and stuff. You do it constantly, Tanner. I think you gotta stop doing that, man.
I'm just pulling it out when I think it's appropriate,
I just-
and this felt like the right time.
Let me-
I'm not so sure about that, Tanner. I think you just gotta let sleeping dogs lie, man. You gotta let us say our things. You
Let me-
gotta
let
let us
me-
give our piece.
Let me.
We're on Rumble.com. We can say whatever we want.
Let me
Exactly.
elaborate just for a brief second. Usually on a phone conversation, especially if you're talking to somebody who's just on an office phone, it's really hard to understand them, period, right? Like, even if you're talking to a person who speaks plain English, like, I have a really hard time talking to customer service at all.
Okay.
And then you slap on an accent on top of that, and then you have patchy service because for whatever reason the office phones also have patchy service. It's just impossible to know what they're saying. So you're kind of just sitting there saying exactly what you're saying right now, where it's just, yeah, and you don't actually know what they're saying. You're just kind of going along with it so you don't make them, like, so you don't feel so bad and make it feel like that they're actually understood.
Okay, you've changed my mind.
Well, at least we come to terms with this, I guess.
So yeah, those are the ideas we have. Maybe hospitals should be a bit dirtier. Doctors can watch YouTube.
Free trips to other countries.
Now, Tanner, did you
Free trips
consider
to other countries. Well, not free trips. The trips will be paid
Discounted
for. but-
trips.
Tanner,
Yeah.
at any point in there, did you consider maybe we just get some free healthcare going? Would that fix our issues?
Would we? What if we just made healthcare free?
Yeah.
Well-
what if?
What if we made it like a tier listed subscription service where you get what you pay for? Like if you get
That's
free
current healthcare, Dylan.
Yeah, but if you get free, like I don't think free healthcare is even an option right now. for one thing. And maybe if you got free healthcare, it just wouldn't be as high quality, but you still got healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a thing.
What if only some healthcare is free and other healthcare isn't?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, do we really need to charge money for like the 30-minute doctor visit where he like puts the cuff on my arm and then says you need to stop eating so much?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like honestly,
did I need to pay for that?
No, like I went because I had some weird pain in like my chest or like in like my back area. It was kind of just so basically I had like a lung inflammation problem. So they charged me $110 to prescribe me ibuprofen.
What if we just enslave doctors?
I don't know how that would work, but
Unfortunately, Tanner, I think that while that's a nice short-term solution, I don't think it'll work out in the long term. I don't think many people want to become doctors at that point.
Damn.
Yeah,
you're
that's
probably
true.
right. What if we both force people to become doctors and then enslave them?
well, it sounds like we're going. Never mind.
And what if there was a certain population who on average has a higher IQ and who tend to make very good doctors?
I mean,
that we could force to become doctors, perhaps build some special camps that teach them how to be doctors.
well, okay, hold on a second.
And then we force them to perform medicine on people.
Now, Tanner, have you perhaps considered that those people would not really want to perform life-saving things on people who are enslaving them? I think they might retaliate a little bit. They may not kill you, but they might connect one tube to somewhere else that it really shouldn't be connected to.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
if we do that, we just like kill them or something.
How does that
Well,
solve
like-
the problem?
Well, because then if they think they're gonna get killed, then they won't like not do the medicine we want them to do.
I mean, it could work, or it could do the exact opposite.
And think of it, like we could even like make this really efficient, and like we put we like kill them at the same place that we have them learning all the medicine.
Just prop them up in front of all their peers.
Yeah, because if the rest of them don't know, oh, that guy, that doctor slave got killed because he didn't do good doctoring, then they're not going to know that they have to do good doctoring.
Yeah, of
Great.
course.
Some concentration camp shit.
Huh?
What?
Whoa! Hey, hang on a sec. Concentrate? That's not. No.
I mean,
That's not what we're talking about.
I
Round
can't
two
imagine
of the
that.
Japanese internment.
It's a
boys.
medical camp, okay?
Yep, medical
It's for
camp.
medicine.
Tanner, would
It
you
is a healthcare camp.
Would you not-
where we teach certain people how to perform medicine, and if they do a bad medicine, we kill them.
Here's the thing, Tanner. Have you ever considered that maybe performing surgery or learning how to be a doctor does in fact take concentration?
You know what? You're right. We will call them concentration camps.
Oh shit.
Speaking of intelligent members of the population, boys, I think we
Okay.
better move right along here. We still got
Okay.
some.
All right, I'll stay back here.
I'm not so sure that we can stick around on that one too much. Dylan,
Huh?
what
What'd
is
I
the big problem America's facing right now with our universities?
They're very expensive. That's all I know.
That's going to be a common trend here, Dylan. It is too
Yeah,
expensive.
wait a second.
now,
Is
isn't
all
it?
of America's problems that things just cost too much?
I think it
I
might
would
be,
imagine,
Tanner.
Yes.
That's crazy, dude.
Who would have thought?
So, Dylan, how do you propose that we fix universities?
I mean, I know one thing that's been happening recently, at least a couple of stories that I've heard, is they're either freezing college debt for students, or there's a lot of higher end wealthy people that are doing like grants and shit or like donation whatevers to relieve like a handful of students' college debt. But when I heard the numbers that they relieved with the amount of money they paid, I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, what? There's too much fucking college debt in America. But
There
yeah,
most certainly is, Dylan. It's a big issue, man.
but I mean, I'm pretty sure the education system in general always costs money no matter where you go. I don't think that counts for public schools. Do you have to pay to go to public school?
You pay in property taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, community college isn't horrible. Maybe because
You're talking to 3 people who went to community college. Watch your fucking mouth.
I also went to community college.
Jackson didn't, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh.
Dylan's actually
Oh.
one of the 3.
Yeah.
I am one of the 3.
He's talking to himself right now.
Crazy stuff.
I didn't have to pay for community college, so I don't relate. I don't.
Me
sympathize.
either, dude.
Me either.
But I mean, like I said, community college isn't horrible. I think it should be affordable to people who work, 9-to-5 jobs that are looking to expand their knowledge so that they can move on to find better jobs. And I don't think you can accomplish that with like $300 classes each. Now I'm not.
Well,
saying,
I mean, $300 over what, like a 2-month period?
like 2 to 3 months, I think is usually what it is.
I don't think that's crazy terrible.
No, I'm saying like per class though. Like I took like 5 to 6 classes a day, so that's easily $1,500 in like 2 to 3 months, which it's not horrible to me. But there's a lot of people out there who really, for whatever reason, cannot afford that, and it's mainly because people are dumb with their money. But
Maybe we should just kill them.
I'm starting to sense a trend here. I don't know why you're on such a.
You know what? I'm pro-abortion. I think I support anything that results in more death now.
Well, alright.
I'm just kidding. Here's the real solution. So the universities, interesting enough, they're a similar but very different problem to healthcare. Because you see, our healthcare is expensive, but it's also, like, quality-wise better than most. Our universities, meanwhile, are very expensive and they suck fucking ass.
Yeah, they're not great.
I will agree
We
with
have
that
decent-
statement.
I mean, our fucking expensive universities, like the Ivy League schools, are
Oh yeah, those
are
are
fucking crazy good. Like,
Those
people
are
come
good.
up-
But like
come
your
all
your
over.
your friggin' state school, like what? Huh?
What?
I thought my state school was pretty good.
So what we need to do, I can't think of a joke, so I'm just gonna go with the real answer.
Okay,
We need
perfect.
to stop. We need to stop government-backed loans.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't see a way of solving the problem that does not result in short-term, like, horror, but long-term we're better off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like we essentially need to cause the entire college system to collapse for probably like half a decade, and then it'll be better after that.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest issues is, comparatively between now and like say like the 1960s or 1970s, whichever era. But back then people were able to go to college, get an education, and then work a part-time job during the summer and be able to pay off all their college loans or whatever. But nowadays, nowadays you can't do that. Like people working like 2 to 3 full-time or 1 full-time job, 2 to 3 part-time jobs, and then it takes them like another 15 years to pay off all their college debt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know where the skew happened. Also, you're very, unless your degree is very specific, you're kind of unlikely to get the job that you are educated for. So you got a lot of highly educated people working like at Starbucks or wherever the fuck they ended up. But just maybe making it easier for people who get a degree to actually get the job they're looking for, and then making sure that job pays what they educated themselves for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to get rid of federal-backed loans because that has made it so that colleges just keep increasing their prices because they know the government is good for that money.
Yep.
Maybe forcing colleges to sit down with students and be like, hey, this is the kind of degree you're going for. Here is what it will cost you to get this degree over your entire course, and here is the average salary that someone with your specific degree earns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then simple cost-benefit analysis right there. Getting rid of federal-backed loans will also it'll cause colleges to get rid of some of their dog shit courses that don't do anything.
Yeah, I remember one thing that Andrew Yang was talking about, because aside from just the giving money to everybody, one of the things he really wanted to do was significantly cut back on how much college costed. One of his ideas for that was just kind of forcing colleges to cut down their administrative bloat, because holy shit, they have so much shit going on there.
Yeah, that's a huge problem too.
Yeah. And probably, like, just in terms of student loans, maybe making it so, like, there are actually ways to get out of that debt. Like, you know, if you, like, die or go bankrupt or something, that doesn't just, like, haunt you for the rest of your life.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, maybe that's not super cool.
I don't understand.
I definitely
the logic
think-
behind that.
Yeah. There really is no logic other than, I guess, fuck you.
Well,
Yeah.
so...
What is the reason that only student debt cannot be bankrupted?
So, from what
Or
I've
when
heard, the
you
reasoning
die.
behind it is because there's nothing you can, like, really take back as a result of it. Like, they can't take your knowledge that you obtained at all, so... Yeah.
Could they like take your degree?
I mean,
There's
sure,
an
but you still
idea.
have the knowledge.
I guess they...
I think a lot of employers actually do legitimately just care about the piece of paper and not about the knowledge, though.
Yeah, I
it's stupid.
suppose.
Like that might actually kind of work.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the other thing that I just thought of, and I mean, maybe I don't understand how some of this stuff works, so just let me know if I'm wrong, because I usually am. What if, like Nico was saying, to reform the federal, student loans? Why not, instead of giving the money to the students, why not use that money to pay the teachers? Because also then the colleges don't have to charge the students as much, because a lot of that money that they have to pay to go to the college is paying for the teachers. So if that federal loan money is being paid to the teachers instead, that should realistically lower how much it costs to get into the college, yeah?
I think the problem you then run into is like schools would just start infinitely like increasing their teachers' salaries and also start labeling employees who aren't teachers as teachers.
I mean, I guess, but at that point it's just a matter of responsibility and actually qualifying people for these kinds of things.
That's
I don't think you can rely on that, unfortunately.
I know, I have too much faith in people.
what if how do you guys feel about like the idea of student loan forgiveness?
Yes.
That's like a big thing that like the Democrats have been running on and then not doing.
Yeah, they sure have.
They've been doing it for quite some time.
I really feel like if you're gonna make only like, let's say $50,000 a year, and that's pretty good in most cases. But if you're gonna make $50,000 a year, but you're paying, I don't know, some people pay like $1,000 or something in student loans a month, and then also you have the interest rate, and I have no clue what the interest rate on student loans are right now. But if you go to get a degree for like, I don't know, 50,000, we'll just go with that number. You end up paying like, I don't know, 150,000 or something by the time you're actually done paying for it. But that's just, maybe realistically looking at it, be like, you're gonna keep these people trapped in the same area of their life for 15 years before they can actually move on and do something with their life.
I'd only support student debt relief if people like me who were able to go through college responsibly and not take on debt also get a paycheck.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, if the government was like, we're going to forgive $50,000 worth of debt for everyone that has it, I would also want them to give me $50,000.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me, honestly, is that, like, they just keep pushing back when I need to pay off my student loans, and so, like, I probably could have paid them off by this point completely before I even needed to, but I'm also scared that if I do that, at some point they're like, oh, by the way, yeah, your student loans are all forgiven now, so... I'm kind of just waiting until I need to pay them.
Huh. Interesting.
If I were in your position, I definitely would just pay them off because I literally get like a physical reaction of disgust to the idea of me owing other people things.
Exactly.
But that's just me.
I definitely get that as well, Tanner, but at the same time, then I get money, so it kind of counteracts that.
I mean, surely you don't think that they're gonna like manage to do that before like Trump gets reelected or whatever ends up happening.
Do you think that Trump is going to get reelected, Tanner?
I think
I hope
it
not.
depends. Either Trump or DeSantis. I don't want like it'll be them battling each other in the primary. But I think if Trump does end up being the guy running again, I think he blows Biden out of the water.
Oh, 100%.
What about what the midterms hit, Nico? If the midterms hit and Republicans completely take over the House, are you gonna start paying off your loans?
Oh, I mean,
then you're definitely not getting
100%.
Okay, Jackson, what do you think about loan forgiveness? How much debt do you even have?
I don't have a whole ton because I was paying it off as I was going through college.
Yeah, same here.
I have like a little over 12 grand.
Okay.
I think, which is not that bad.
Jesus.
I'm pretty much in the exact same spot with Nico, where I could just pay it off right now. If
I have
wanted
more
to.
car debt than that.
I also have more car debt than that.
What?
I don't
the
have
hell?
any car debt.
How much money do you guys owe? Jesus Christ.
Dude, used cars are so fucking expensive right now. It's ridiculous.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm like-
anybody.
I'm like
this
over-
is
like-
ridiculous.
I think I'm like $34,000 in total debt. But anyways, the
We're gonna
student
yada
loans
yada past
thing,
that.
not a big fan of that in general. I feel like if you go to college, you shouldn't be going for some bullshit that you can't pay off your degree for. Like if like the whole point of going to college is to use that as an investment in your future. If people are going there for stupid bullshit, I don't want them to get fucking paid for doing that. I don't want to have to pay for their stupid bullshit degrees. I think it's retarded.
Yeah, if you're taking out 20 grand in debt for an art degree, like, you're probably, like, borderline retarded, honestly.
Right?
What?
Or like
What?
fucking humanities or some shit, bro.
On that same
Yeah.
note, what if for the more serious degrees, what if it's also based on GPA, so they know how serious you actually took the education?
I don't think I just don't
Let's
think we
punish
should.
the idiots.
I just don't think we should be giving back any money in general. I think it's really stupid. I think if people, they have the choice, it's not like you're fucking forced to go to college. And if you feel like you are forced to go to college, then you should go to something that makes fucking money that you can pay back your debt with. Like, that's the whole point of going to college, is to get education, to get a good job so you can pay back your debt.
Also, usually the thing is, the people who have the most debt and the best GPAs are the people who are, like, in the best position, the best financial position to pay off their degrees. Like, the people with the most debt are, like, doctors and lawyers and shit.
Still takes them a long time to pay it off, though, regardless.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm a fucking dude that has debt. If the government wants to give me 13 grand, it's really not going to affect my taxes that much. I think it's kind of fucked up for the people that missed it, but, like, I do like free money.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, man.
In general, I'd say no. I think the idea of it's really fucking stupid.
Okay. So Jackson, you're against the government like making college free or anything like that. Would you be okay with them, like, I don't know, doing something to make it cheaper though across the board?
Absolutely.
Like
I mean, a lot of the reason
previously.
that it's really expensive is just because of fucking bureaucracy. Which is a very
What
similar
about,
similarity with medical too.
What about the thing some people have been suggesting where they eliminate the interest rate on student loans? So instead of like doing student loan forgiveness, they just say, okay, you can't accrue interest anymore.
That is definitely an interesting proposition.
That actually sounds a lot better.
I feel like if people do that though, they're just never going to pay off their loans. Is the bigger issue there?
I mean, people are kind of already doing that
anyway. They have
anyway.
absolutely no incentive to pay off their loans because obviously the amount's never going to keep increasing.
Well,
so
I don't.
why would they ever pay them off?
I don't know if that's a. I don't know if that's.
I mean, what would be the negative to not paying off the loans? There's only positives. If your loan isn't increasing in value, then why pay it off?
Probably for the same reason that, if anybody owes anybody money, it will eventually have negative.
But there's just some.
Oh yeah,
nebulous
it could
fucking
affect your like
corporations.
credit and shit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like you'd still have scheduled payments, and if you're not hitting them,
like
starts tanking your credit.
Maybe not interest rates, but like, oh hey, you've gone 3 months without paying your student loans. We're just gonna tack on like $500 because you chose not to pay them. Like maybe that. Like interest rate, no, but like still having to pay more money on a set amount of time because you refuse to pay them. That would, because like honestly, I kind of get how interest rates work. Interest rates are a way that a lot of companies, especially like banks and all that, and credit card companies, that's like their main way of making money, and usually their only way of making money. But like interest rates for like college and shit, I don't really. I mean, again, it's just for the sheer point of making money. So I get it for if it's for only making money, but other than that, I don't understand why there has to be interest rates, or at least interest rates as high as they are.
I don't fully get it either, Dylan. I don't fully understand it either. Much like how I don't fully understand insurance. What the fuck is up with insurance,
Okay.
Jackson?
Insurance blows ass.
Yeah?
I mean,
I get it. It's totally a necessary evil, but the systems for it are fucking truly awful and super non-consumer friendly because the fucking insurance schemes are in on it with the government, basically.
what kind of insurance are we talking about, though?
All of it.
Honestly, insurance, I think insurance is stupid and I don't like it, and it only exists because so many of the systems insurance exists to serve are also dog shit.
That's correct. I mean, I get it. Like,
Like-
if you crash your fucking car, the whole point of insurance is to help you do that. But like, insurance is so fucking stupid and bad that you're basically paying for most of it anyways. Like, you're basically paying so that you can pay a little bit. It's stupid as fuck.
And a lot of that is because insurance is made fucking mandatory.
That is correct. It's literally
Like
illegal to
in-
not have insurance.
Yeah, in Texas, you have to have car insurance. I'm like, I'm not gonna crash my car. I feel pretty confident in that, and if I do, I'll fucking pay for it myself.
I mean, I feel like also
But I
at that
don't-
point, it's not about you crashing your car, it's about other idiots who don't know how to drive theirs.
Well, yeah, no, if you accidentally crash into somebody else's car, then you have to pay for theirs too. What if you accidentally fucking rear end a Lamborghini Huracan? You're fucked.
You're
I'm
not
gonna go
fucking
rear
wrong.
end a Lamborghini Huracan right now. I'm gonna
Do
go
it.
find one.
Your fucking insurance company. You hit what?
Dude, honestly, that'd be so bad.
What if we destroy car insurance, like the entire car insurance system, by all of us going out in our cars, finding the nearest Lamborghini Huracan, and crashing right into it?
That's
the risk
right.
strategy is to go expensive dealerships and get them to let you test drive. So let's all go to the Porsche dealership, drive a bunch of fucking 911, just crash them into a bridge.
Fantastic.
Well,
I'm liking the sound of this idea, honestly.
That sounds
We're
awesome.
never gonna get approved for car insurance again.
No,
They're
never.
listening to us right now.
I am not agreeing to any of this, so I am not in on this.
You're
Yeah,
guilty
and
by
it's agents.
association, Dylan.
I am
You're
not
first.
guilty by association.
You got this, dude.
I got what? What do I got? I kind of just, my brain just shut off there, and I had nothing else to say.
I guess that.
Anyway,
Damn.
the real answer is insurance will be fixed once we actually fix the things that the insurance services, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the real answer.
That's right. We need to fix hurricanes. We gotta do it at some point, okay? We've been
We
putting it
got-
off for too long.
We have the technology. Donald Trump himself, when he was president, said, "What if we just nuke the hurricane?"
Yeah.
And no one said, "What if we did that?" They made fun of the man, but he was proposing solutions. Damn it!
I really don't think that would work.
Why would think of it? A hurricane is big and scary, but a nuke is bigger and scarier. Maybe it would stop the hurricane. It would blow it out like a candle.
Okay,
Yeah.
scientifically speaking, if we were to set off a nuke in a hurricane, maybe the sheer shockwave from the nuke would actually stop it and just disrupt the storm system.
There you go.
Let's see
Dylan
what
is our
Reddit
resident
has to say.
scientist. He has
But-
said it here first. Trump's idea to stop
Shut the
hurricanes
fuck
with
up.
nuclear bombs
I'm
would
trying
in
to
fact
finish my
work.
sentence.
Thank you, Dylan.
That's also assuming that the hurricane is small enough for the shockwave to actually stop.
No, Dylan, you don't need to continue. We already heard your piece on this one.
If the nuke only fits in the eye of the storm, it doesn't mean shit, okay?
Here's what would happen if you nuked a hurricane. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. How a hurricane forms. Blah, blah, blah. Energy. Blah, blah, blah. Nuclear fallout would spread. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think it would work.
I think
the
so,
nuclear
too.
fallout would just be. I think you just make a radioactive hurricane at that point, because then you'd have radioactive particulates in the air, and the hurricane would just carry it, especially in the
Yeah.
water. I'm actually
This
kind of-
article doesn't even say if it would just, work or not.
I really am curious to see what would happen if you nuked a tornado. I feel like you could actually stop a tornado with a nuke.
Right? We need to stop bad-mouthing this man. I think he has some good ideas every now and then, alright?
Yeah, like injecting hand sanitizer into your veins. That sounds like
Exactly.
a great idea. I love it.
I don't think he ever actually said that. However, Dylan, we have one more big issue that we really need to fix, okay? Another big issue here that America's facing. Dylan, what's the problem with the police?
Well, for one thing, I am one of the people that thinks this is a very controversial topic because I think it's a blanket statement to say that
Everyone
all cops
else
are bad.
thinks it isn't controversial at all.
I think it's a blanket statement to say that all cops are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would agree that probably matches the definition of a blanket statement.
I think that there are always bad people in every industry of what people do, and I think there are good people, and I think that saying that all cops are bad because a certain area in a sketchy city of America did some bad shit
with a certain color of people
is just I don't think it's I think it's kind of messed up because that's like saying that all soldiers are bad, yet we have soldiers outside this country dying to protect our country, and we're taking it all for granted. But that's just my opinion. So.
So Dylan, do you think there's anything that needs to be fixed with our police at all, or are they good as is?
Hold on, I have a better question. Dylan.
Yes.
As a black man, do you have any opinion on what we should do to fix the police?
I feel like the statement did not change between what you and Nico said at all, so I will just...
I added, as a black man, excuse you.
I'm just gonna answer it as a normal American citizen, because I don't understand why color has to be involved. Anyway... I don't know. I think a psyche check on police officers is probably something that should happen on a regular basis. And maybe confiscation of video evidence on a cop, because they do have like the shoulder-mounted cameras in most cases. I feel like confiscation of that is not okay. Like they shouldn't be able to get rid of it themselves. Maybe have it on a live feed at all times. That's just on basically becomes a VOD for the records to be able to pull up at any point. And I feel
it's a sick idea though. Cops are just constantly live streaming their work. You can go and watch cops.tv and just see cops doing their job.
Well, that's the next great cop-based reality show.
You get the idea, but not what I meant. But no, like maybe making it so all evidence of cop like interaction or behavior, or maybe just the patrols in general, are always monitored at every point. And I feel like even if it's in places where they can't afford it, I still feel like it should be a thing, because I do feel like in a lot of cases, some people, as good or bad as they may seem, do some sketchy shit. So, regardless of how people feel or how good of a person they think they are and that they don't need it, I feel like just to make it even across the board for everybody, and just to make it so everybody has, the same case, just making it so everything can be documented, because that's how legal things work anyway.
What if we just killed them?
No, that is absolutely the wrong answer.
Jackson, what are your proposals for fixing our police officers?
I think we kill them.
Yeah?
That's two votes for killing.
That is 2 votes for killing. I'm not so sure that's quite going to be the best solution here. If we don't have cops, that's not super great, Tanner.
I say we just have roaming vigilantes.
Yeah, what if we got Batman?
I was thinking more of Assassin's Creed, but we'll go with Batman.
It's not what a vigilante... It says assassin in the name.
You can have vigilantes in some of the games. I don't remember which one I played that had vigilantes, but...
I don't think... I mean, not to be rude or nothing, but it kind of sounds like you don't know what a vigilante is.
It's Batman.
I mean, yes. Anyway, Nico, as a whatever you are kind of man, what's your idea?
Well, when it comes to the police officers, I think that some more training is definitely necessary. I'd say. It don't take much to become an officer, and I think that should change. Probably, I think that should change. I definitely.
But we already have a shortage. Do you think making it harder?
We do have a shortage.
That is something I did talk about before. I think that increasing the amount of pay that they receive and funding and shit like that would definitely be pretty good as well. Perhaps diverting some of the current pay that they get could also be pretty decent. Maybe investing a little less on like some of them real powerful weapons and a little more on like, I don't know, some sort of de-escalation training could be quite nice, I'd say.
Maybe leave the
outside of that,
SWAT teams.
How do you guys feel about like police officers not carrying guns?
I do not agree with that.
I also do not agree with that.
I think we should bring back the hats they wear in like old 90s TV shows.
Tasers are just like straight up not effective on some people, and there's I guess tons of other ways to de-escalate things, but there are absolutely reasons where a cop would need to defend their life with deadly force. There's many, many, many reasons.
Did you guys see that video of that of that dude who drove up to an officer and jumped out with a hatchet?
No.
I did not see that, no.
Interesting. I'll show you guys that one later.
Please do.
I just had an intrusive thought. I don't know if it's related to what we're talking about, so I'm just going to throw out what the intrusive thought was, and you guys can build on it if it is an idea. The intrusive thought is a mere 2 words, and that is rodeo clowns.
What about
How is this an
rodeo
intrusive
clowns?
thought?
They have a pretty interesting
in
job,
the
I
literal
suppose.
sense of an intrusive thought?
Yeah, it popped in my head. I don't know why.
An intrusive thought's like your brain telling you to do something awful. Like your brain's like, what if I picked up that baby and threw it? That's an intrusive thought.
I consider any thought that I didn't choose to have an intrusive thought.
That's really fair. Maybe my definition is actually just one subsection of what an intrusive thought actually is.
I believe what you're referring to, Jackson, is referred to as the call of the void, from what I've heard.
I've never heard of that term before. Maybe we all have no idea what we're talking about.
I mean,
That's
I agree
entirely
with Tanner.
possible.
I believe that an intrusive thought is an unconscious thought that popped into your conscious mind out of nowhere for no reason.
Anyway, now that we've established what intrusive thoughts are, is rodeo clowns an idea for fixing the police?
I don't think so, Tanner.
don't know how that would help.
I'm not sure they will be very effective, honestly.
What if we made rodeo clowns police officers?
That sounds like a horrible idea. I don't know how that would solve anything.
Are rodeo clowns not very good at de-escalation?
They're really good at grabbing the bull's attention so the bull doesn't fucking kill the cowboy, but yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm. So what if our rodeo clown police officers, they got the attention of criminals, and then the criminals are not threatening the cowboy people?
I'm sure that the criminal would probably just shoot the rodeo clown and have that be done and just move on with their day.
Mm-hmm. But think of how slippery a rodeo clown is.
Yes. It's slippery as an average man in makeup and colorful clothing.
Think of it this way. A bullet is not faster than a bull, because a bull is already in front of a bullet.
You couldn't hear it, but I sighed.
Did you consider that at all, Dylan?
Consider it.
I considered it a dad joke, but, no, I did not consider it.
Damn it.
Well,
everybody, I think that we made a lot of
all I
headway
got.
today. I definitely think that we, as the Guapish cast, were able to really fix America's greatest problems. Congress, maybe get on this after the whole abortion thing blows over a little bit. Biden, if you want your approval ratings to skyrocket, maybe take a page out of our book. But other than that, boys, I think that might be it for today's episode.
Whoa.
That's crazy. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you go watch us on Rumble. And please, for the love of God, join our Patreon. When you sign up for our Patreon, you get access to the pre- and post-Guap, a little bonus episodes for you. They're very tasty, and I like them very much.
That's right.
And if you subscribe to the Patreon, we will also read your name at the end of every episode. And you can change your name on Patreon to whatever you want. I don't have to say Jacob Smith. You can change your name to make me say, I love parrots or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what
you also get
using.
you get some bonus exclusive content there as well. We have some videos that you can only see on the Patreon. Like most recently, you can see Jackson's fucking punishment for eating during an episode of the podcast.
Whoa. I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
if you want to see it, Dylan, you gotta subscribe to the Patreon.
You gotta
Dig through your
subscribe to the
laptop later, it's
Patreon.
fine.
Guys, there's another sick exclusive reward to the Patreon. If you
What's
get
that?
Slimes Buy and you subscribe to our Patreon, I'll give you some coins to make more slimes.
There we go.
You hear that, guys? We got Slime Coin on the line. Anyways, thank you for watching this episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.